live broadcast. It is Wednesday night or Tuesday night, sorry. Tonight we are going to talk about intermittent fasting and can you chew gum while you're fasting, or does chewing gum break your fast? So I'm going to show you some of the chewing gum that we kind of use in our family, some of the reasons why we've picked some of these gums, some of the reasons why we kind of have steered away from some different types, and some things that you can kind of look for and some best practices when you're trying to incorporate things like gums or mints or something like that into your day. And just to kind of like set the record straight, I am not one of those intermittent fasters who's counting macros or counting calories or counting any of those things. I just try to use best practices as far as ingredients that I have found that have, worked best for myself and my family, and that we do the best that we can while trying to maintain a lifestyle that we are comfortable with. But so by no means is this supposed to be everything is 100% on or 100% off. It's just going to be some tips and tricks that we've kind of incorporated into our life. And if you are trying to maintain a 100% perfect fasting environment for your body, this might be one of those videos that might not be for you. If you're one of those people who's looking to kind of maintain some sort of like normalcy in your life, and you kind of want to be able to kind of add a little bit of flexibility and add some of those niceties like chewing gum or adding some mints into your life. Maybe you need it for your job, you have to talk to customers, and maybe that keto breath is that thing that's kind of making you feel self-conscious. I'm going to share with you how you can kind of incorporate some of these things and still maintain a pretty decent level of, managing your carbohydrates, managing your sugar intake, and then hopefully being able to keep yourself in a fasted state during your fasting window. So if you are new to watching me, welcome. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women sort of develop nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and then live their most authentic life. And for me, over the past couple of years, that has been done through intermittent fasting. I've incorporated intermittent fasting into my lifestyle in a way in which I have been able to maintain my sanity. I have been able to reverse some health conditions that I was developing as my hormones were changing, as I was becoming an aging woman. And now I have developed a course to help other women do the same for themselves so they can take advantage of the opportunity that a fasting environment can provide for their body while still maintaining a lifestyle that they are able to enjoy with their friends and their family, and be able to kind of maintain a social life while learning how to intermittent fast, and then kind of reverse some of the things that they have going on with hormonal imbalance and some of the conditions that kind of start up for us women as we change and age. So tonight we are going to talk about gum chewing. I know it's a big thing that's coming up a lot in my courses, and can you chew gum and can you not chew gum, and what kind of things to look for in gum. And I went through the same thing myself as I was trying to eliminate some things from my lifestyle nutritionally. And I have been a gum lover my entire life. And so it was one of those things that I kind of was, feeling a little bit of frustration with and didn't know if I had to completely give it up, or maybe I can find some gum that I might be able to incorporate into what it is I'm doing and still kind of maintain the results that I'm looking for and the lifestyle that I want to live. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I have found, and then some of the things that I have kind of learned to steer away from, just because it does fall in that line of not best practices for me personally. So the first gum that really broke my heart, because it was my absolute favorite gum to chew, and I would chew it, multiple pieces during the day, pretty much every day, was the Wrigley 5 gum. This is a family favorite of ours. We pretty much love every flavor. This gum has the two things that I'm really trying to avoid in my nutritional lifestyle, and that is soy lecithin. I know that's a heartbreaker and a deal breaker, and aspartame. So those are those two things that we want to really eliminate or kind of, bring down to as minimal exposures as possible. Soy lecithin for me and my family is that kind of deal breaker. We really try to avoid that at all costs. Aspartame is that thing that sometimes, it's the better of, some worse things that we could take. It is not necessarily always a deal breaker in our family, and we've eliminated so many other areas of our life where we have been incorporating aspartame. This would probably be one of the last things that we would have that would have aspartame in it, but this does have soy lecithin. So I try to avoid this gum at all costs. If I am in a pinch and I really feel like I need to have a piece of gum, what I usually do is just sort of take a piece off, and I might chew like this much of it. And then that way, if I'm going to get any kind of soy exposure at all, like whatever is in this little section of a piece of gum is not going to really affect me. And then I just try not to reach for that gum anymore if at all possible. Okay, so the second one, and this is my husband's favorite. He's not affected by soy as much as I am or my daughter is this Trident. It is a tropical flavor. I think it's kiwi and tangerine or something. It's his personal favorite. I don't like fruity kind of gums. I'm more of a mint gum girl, so this one wasn't really a heartbreaker for me. But this also has aspartame and soy lecithin in it. So this would be one of the gums that I would also avoid just for the soy lecithin. So Trident gum is another one of those that has both of those. There is a Trident White, I believe it's called. There's one flavor. I think it might be the spearmint. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it is the only one that I have found that does not have soy lecithin, but every other sort of flavor and makeup of Trident gum does have soy lecithin in it. So we just avoid that one if we can. Okay, so here's some of the gum that I found that have been kind of my go-tos, and none of these have soy lecithin in them. So these are like what I consider my safe gum choices. And one of them is Velements. I don't know if you guys hopefully can see that there. So it's Velements. This is the peppermint gum. It's pretty cool. It comes in like a slide case, so it works really well if you're kind of carrying your gum around in your purse. It doesn't get smashed. It generally doesn't fall out. It closes nice and tightly in there. And then it comes in these little kind of squares that have kind of like a little mint crystal or something in them. What I love about this gum is that it actually feels and tastes like gum. A lot of the gums that are like on the healthier side don't have that kind of gummy texture to them. So this one is the one that I reach for most. The only bummer about this one is it does have aspartame in it. So if you're sensitive to aspartame, this might not be a go-to for you, but it does not have soy lecithin in it. So this is what I consider a safe gum. And then I would probably have just like a piece a day, and then kind of just limit it to that. And I work from home, so for me, it's not like a breath issue or anything. It's more probably just offsetting, the desire to eat something. I don't get increased hunger hormone signals with chewing gum. I know some people do, and there's some people that say that chewing gum, creates the release of saliva in your mouth, which then, ignites your digestive system, which could cause you to have stronger hunger hormone signals. It doesn't do that for me. So if you're that kind of person that kind of notices that, then gum might not be the thing that you want to reach for. It just doesn't bother me in that way. And so I'll just usually have a piece, and I try to limit it to like later in the afternoon when I'm pretty close to breaking my fast anyway. So this one's called Velements. And then another one that I really like is this Spree gum. You can buy it in packages like this. You can also buy it in like a big, like bulk almost canister. This gum's really expensive, and in my opinion doesn't like have that gummy sort of like, you kind of want to chew it texture to it. So it's not anything that I generally reach for, but it's one of those ones that has, all the safe stuff in it. So this would be a good option if you're looking for something that's aspartame free as well as soy free, and that's the Spree gum. And you can buy it in packages like this as well as like a big canister where you can kind of just, there's like, probably 60 pieces or something in it. And then this is another one that we kind of tried for a while. It's called Glee Gum. It kind of reminds me of like a chiclet kind of gum. It comes in multiple flavors. I find these at Sprouts. They come in like little squares. This does have corn syrup in it, so if you're not, hip to drinking, having corn syrup, then this probably wouldn't be a go-to for you either. But there is no aspartame and there is no soy in it. So one little piece like this would probably not do too much damage for you as far as breaking a fast or anything. This one's okay to chew. It loses its flavor pretty quickly and can kind of become very like laborious to chew. It becomes hard and kind of hard to chew. But it, you know, again, it has all the safe things in it. So there's no aspartame, there's no soy, there's some corn syrup, but one piece probably isn't going to do much damage. And then that comes in a bubblegum flavor. And I think this one is spearmint, and it comes in peppermint as well. Again, I get these at Sprouts. So these are, the one thing I don't like about this is the box, the way when you open it, like gum falls, it just falls out all over my purse. So I don't like this one as much either to travel, because you just end up getting a bunch of gum wasted in your purse. This would probably be the most convenient travel gum. And then we found a couple of like little mints as well. This is a green tea infused mint, so it has the matcha tea in it. Oops. We get this at Trader Joe's. It's actually a Trader Joe's brand. My daughter loves it. I personally don't like the way it tastes, but if you're a green tea person, this might work. And this is one of those ones that's pretty safe too. It does have cane sugar in it again, and there are 2 grams of sugar for 3 mints. So just have 1 mint, and then you're kind of reducing your, you know, sugar intake as well. And if you are that person that's just concerned about what your breath might be like, and maybe you have to talk to customers or you're having to talk to coworkers at work, one of these mints might just do the trick for you. And then you're just gonna, you know, again, there's 2 grams of sugar for 3 mints, so just have 1, and then you might be able to get by. And then another one that we have found, my daughter found this actually on a YouTube video. It's called ice chips. They're sweetened with xylitol. These are pretty cool. Again, they're in a nice container. I don't know if you can see that on Facebook there. It's just called ice chips. They come in a cool container because it closes like a metal, like a tin box kind of thing. And they're actually chips. So they're kind of broken up in little pieces. You could just have a tiny little piece, you know, grab a little small piece if you just kind of want to freshen your breath. The ingredients in here are xylitol, certified organic natural flavors, lemon oil, citric acid, cream of tartar, and calcium stearate. And then the same thing goes in here. It's just this one is peppermint, so it just has peppermint oil. So in your purse, they travel well. You can just grab a tiny little piece if you want, and just kind of just freshen your breath. So that way, if you're feeling self-conscious about maybe some keto breath or something, you don't necessarily have to take too many. It says on here that 2 pieces of the ice chips has 2 carbs in it. So if you're concerned about your carbs, then just have 1 tiny little piece. I mean, if really all you're trying to do is freshen your breath, you don't need a whole lot. Just a tiny little, even probably a corner of a piece could be enough. That's going to change whatever, you know, acidity or alkaline or whatever it is, pH balance in your mouth. You can kind of fix it with this tiny little piece, and then you'll feel more confident when you're talking to coworkers or customers or whatever it is you have to do. So this one is my go-to. It does have, let's see, sugar alcohols is less than 1 gram. This one, the only bad thing is this, and this one is aspartame. But again, I have no other aspartame in my diet whatsoever. So, you know, this could be something that you can use. This one is just the green tea. It does have cane sugar in it. Just have 1 minute. Like if it's just something that you're trying to do to freshen your breath and feel a little more confident, and you're not going to be like chomping on it all day, then just use it for the purpose in which it's intended for you, to kind of give you that confidence, and then spit it out or whatever you have to do. There is another gum. I'm not really liking it too much, and I'll do maybe I'll do a post or something on Instagram about it. I think it's called Simply Free, and it came out with, it has all kinds of like weird flavors. I ordered a bunch of weird flavors of it, and it was horrible to chew. It's like chewing like, I don't know, pellets of something. The flavor was horrible. The flavor didn't last. It was really hard to chew. So it's nothing that I would necessarily recommend, and I think it was kind of expensive too. So definitely not my favorite. So again, for me personally, I would just, reach for a xylitol, and a Velemint. I kind of do it toward the end of my fast, so I'm not risking losing my fasting experience. And I only use it when I kind of feel like I need it in a pinch. Okay, so hopefully that gave you guys some options. I'm going to go through here on YouTube real quick and see who we've got here tonight and welcome them, and then answer any questions that we have. Babe for Win, good evening. Nice to see you as well. Linda from Texas, good to see you here. Brenda from Houston, nice to see you. Jan, Scotland, 3 a.m. What dedication, welcome. Hello, Gift Boutique, I think is yours. Monica, hello from SoCal. A little concerned about the August challenge change, since that is a class I can sign up for. Don't be concerned. Just go ahead and fit it in where you can fit it in, Monica. Deb, hello from Minnesota. Good to have you. Marnie, finally made it. Lunchtime in Australia now. So, oh, good. Lunchtime. Marnie, welcome from Australia. Quinn Yin, be super careful with anything that has xylitol. If you have dogs, it can kill them if they eat it. Okay, so if you're chewing gum with xylitol, make sure you keep it up and out of the way of your dogs. Hey, from Miami, Florida. Good to see you. How about ginseng gum? I chew it primarily for nausea due to having multiple sclerosis. I say if it works for you and you need it for that specific reason, then just chew your ginseng gum. And if you're trying to fast, then kind of pay attention to how your body's feeling in a fat adaptive state. If you're feeling like you're knocking it out, maybe just cut it down to smaller pieces. Marnie, fasting 16/8. Can't wait to learn more in the July group. Marnie, July's going to be great. Can't wait to have you. Gift Boutique just looked up ginseng gum loaded with sugar and fructose. Yeah, so I would say if you need the ginseng part of it, maybe you can find a cleaner version. Boyd, Brooklyn in the house. Welcome, Brooklyn. Heather, aspartame gives me gas. Yeah, aspartame does cause some people some problems. It doesn't really bother me, and I have it in such limited quantities, like I said, that I don't really feel it. Jody, Washington is here. Welcome, Jody. Glenda, I'm here. So happy I'm up to see you today. Glenda, good to have you. Jody, thank you for all you do. Oh, Jody, you're welcome. Okay, so let me see what we got over here on Facebook. So YouTube, hang out for a second. Carla Latrell, good to have you here. Let's see. Ingrid, good to have you. Michael, my husband is here. Carrie Freilich is here. Stephanie, how are you, girlfriend? I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Stephanie, good evening. Stephanie Schmidt. Ingrid, I like doing water and Pellegrino. Awesome. Kevin Sentman. Ooh, Stephanie and Kevin are here. Christine, hello from Perth. Oh, another Australian is here. Welcome, Christine. Gail, oh, another Australian. Wow, Australian is repping hard tonight. We love it. Shannon, good to see you. Devani, hey girlfriend. Devani, I don't know what happened with our consult call this weekend. Why don't you email me and we'll see if we can get something else set up for you. What are the other words hidden for aspartame and soy? I don't really know, Ingrid. I don't know. I haven't really looked that deep. Carla, Shayla, Susan, hello, Ingrid. Velaments have sugar alcohol. Let me see. Probably everything has sugar alcohol in it. I think I talked about it. Yeah, it's less than 1 gram, Ingrid. And good to have you here. Faye, I don't chew gum, but listening in case I ever decide to. Okay, so gum is one of those things. It's sort of like coffee. I say, if you don't have the habit of chewing gum, or you don't need to chew gum, like maybe you don't need to drink coffee, maybe you're not a big caffeine person, don't pick up a new habit. Find something else. So I wish I wasn't a gum lover, but I have been my entire life. I've just sort of learned to kind of wean myself off of it a little bit and use it as a tool and not a crutch. And that's always my advice too. Doreen, looking forward to the July class. I'm excited to learn how to get healthy. Oh, Doreen, we're excited to have you. Thanks for jumping in with us. Gail, are you chewing gum because you have keto breath? Haven't experienced bad breath yet. Is that to come? I'm in my 3rd week. Some people experience keto breath. Some people don't. So I wouldn't worry about it, Gail. If you're not, I consider yourself lucky. It's Diane from DC. Welcome, girlfriend. Let's see. Deanna's here. Jane's here. KJ. Chewing gum gives me headaches and migraines. Yeah, so don't chew gum. Stephanie, Orbit gum. I haven't looked into Orbit gum, but any of those gums that are kind of mainstream, the Tridents, the Wrigley's, all that, it probably has soy lecithin and aspartame in it. So I would definitely look at the label on that one. Peppermint oil for my breath just dropped. So there you go. Maybe some peppermint oil. I know we have a stevia peppermint spray. So that might be something that might work too. It's just stevia. There's really nothing else in it. So maybe looking for something like that as an alternative to kind of freshen your breath, or I don't know, maybe having some mouthwash in your desk drawer or whatever you've got to do. Dabani, gum is still a crutch for me, unfortunately. Yeah, Dabani, yeah, just maybe kind of limit it to later in the day if you can, and see if that might help too. Loving the Mountain Valley Spring sparkling water. Me too. I'm so glad so many more people are on board with the Mountain Valley. Granola bars, a good choice. Portia, we'll have to do granola bars on another broadcast. I'll do some. I'll share with you some of the things, some of the ones that I have as a go-to, but I won't do it tonight because that'll just be too complicated. Kathy, good to have you here. Love. Okay, cool. Okay, so anything else we got going on? So again, I'll just kind of show you what I have kind of eliminated, and then what we have as kind of as our go-tos. You can find Avelements at, I find mine at Trader Joe's. You can also find them at like a Sprouts or a Whole Foods. They're pretty main, like health food store. Gum, again, it's my favorite because I like the case. It carries well in my purse. You know, it's an easy grab and go piece. It chews well, so it holds its gumminess, and the flavor lasts well on the Velament, so I like that one. This is the one I do not chew anymore. It's the Wrigley 5. Every flavor has soy lecithin and aspartame in it. So for me personally, health-wise, I just don't chew that one. Trident is another one of those that is soy lecithin and aspartame. I think this one actually has sugar in it too. I didn't, let me see. That's sucralose, sorbitol, soy lecithin. I mean, I don't go, if it has soy lecithin, I don't even have to go past that. It's just a deal breaker for me. So this is out, but my husband likes it. It doesn't bother him, so he's fine. Any Trident whites or any of those usually all have soy lecithin in them as well. And then these are just kind of icky gum. They're really hard. They don't chew well. And they have cane sugar in them. So those are kind of ones I only in an emergency kind of reach for, which I don't know. I don't have a gum emergency anymore. These are green tea infused mints from Trader Joe's. These are okay. The only thing in here is cane sugar. And again, 3 mints. And I'll show you guys what these look like so you can see what a mint size is. I'll show you. So 3 of these, I mean, it's a pretty big size mint. So 3 of these has 2 grams of sugar. So just have 1 or have half of one. If all you're doing is refreshing your breath, you don't need more than a half of one of these. I personally just don't like the way they taste. They taste like green tea. I don't know. They're just not refreshing to me. My daughter likes them, so we buy them for her. And then the ice chips is another one of those that's, you know, it's a kind of a cleaner go-to. It does have the xylitol, so if you have dogs, keep it out of the reach of your dogs so your dogs don't get sick. And then other than that, there's really not anything that would be iffy in here. 2 pieces are 2 carbs. So a piece, they vary in size. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys. I mean, they're literally chips. They're like broken down. So, you know, so there's a couple like different sizes. So just pick a small piece and have 1. If you're refreshing your breath, you don't need a lot. If you're trying to create a snack out of this, you might run into problems with your carbohydrates. Just have a snack. I mean, just have a refreshing, not a snack. So a tiny little piece to freshen your breath if you have to talk to clients or you have a meeting with someone. Okay, so that's kind of the rundown and review on that one. I agree with Harriet. I am also learning and enjoying the process. I'm from Canada. Dolores, good to have you here. Glee gum is the worst. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like chewing on a piece of rock or something. I don't know how they can't get that right. Harriet, I'm learning so much from you. Thank you so much. I love all your videos. Oh, Harriet, thank you for hanging out with us. We love having you here. What does soy lecithin do? So soy lecithin is like a highly GMO'd filler product. It's a very cheap product. A lot of companies put it in as like a filler or binding agent, and it's soy. And soy has been linked directly to causing hormonal imbalance, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, I mean, all kinds of health issues for women. And so for me and my life and my kids' life and my husband's life, we try to take it out as much as we can. And so it's just one of those things that if it's in something, it's a deal breaker for us. Okay, let's see if we got anything else here on Tracy. With regard to mineral water, I'm worried about added calcium as I have kidney stones. Is that added calcium or natural? Do you know? Pellegrino, I'm sorry, I'm hooked on the end of this. broadcast, so I apologize. Oh, Tracy, no, that's okay. I don't know. I would probably be something you'd want to talk about with a urologist, maybe, and kind of bring in the water. Maybe they're familiar with it as far as if you're trying to limit calcium. I know when you have kidney stones, there's two different kinds of calcium. One type does cause kidney stones and the other type doesn't. So I would just check with maybe your like your family doctor or whoever you go to, your kidney specialist, and then get their advice on what they suggest for you as far as that, and maybe what they suggest that you avoid. Okay, looking forward to the July group. In the meantime, any advice on how to curb cravings? I've been doing 16/8, but once I break my fast, I tend to want to keep munching on dark chocolate or salty stuff. That will balance out as you kind of balance out your hunger hormones and get off the sugar thing. Again, I don't really want to go into that tonight. I kind of wanted to keep this short. My husband's got to go to sleep, and I got to get some kids to bed. So I have had a lot of questions about gum and mints, and can you use them and can't use them, or should you avoid them? And so here's my rule with fasting and what we're doing in our courses and what I like to live my lifestyle by, and then we'll kind of end this broadcast for tonight. Intermittent fasting and anything that you're doing with your nutrition and nutritional choices should enhance your overall lifestyle and not make you miserable. So if chewing gum is one of those things that brings you some sort of pleasure or is something that you just enjoy out of life, try to find the best gum to fit whatever your goals are for yourself, and then build it into your plan. So, do you want to chew a sugary piece of gum first thing in the morning when you wake up and you have 8 more hours of fasting opportunity? Probably not. You're going to brush your teeth, you're hopefully going to mouthwash, maybe do some flossing, your breath should be fine. If you have a job or you have a situation where maybe you're meeting with clients or in your sales position or you have a meeting with your boss and you're feeling like you need to freshen your breath, then just do your research and do some due diligence and find a gum or a mint that will fit into the parameters and the guidelines and the boundaries that you've set up for yourself nutritionally, and to kind of flow with whatever it is you're doing with your intermittent fasting. I would bet that a piece of gum that, is kind of fits within the guidelines that we kind of talked about tonight, or a half a piece of gum or a little section of gum to just kind of freshen things up for you, will not be something that's going to throw you over the deep end with the results that you're trying to get in the long term with whatever it is you're doing with your fasting window. So remember, little decisions that we make in the short term should not be something that's going to throw you off the cliff for what you want to achieve in the long term. Make the best, most logical, most educated decision you can in the moment, and then just go with it and make it work for you. There's nothing worse than feeling self-conscious about your breath or preoccupied about something and feeling uncomfortable and putting yourself in a situation that might be awkward for something like intermittent fasting. Find a little mint, pop it in your mouth, find some peppermint oil, do what you got to do in that moment and just do the best thing for you with the most education that you can provide for yourself, and just make a sound decision and go with it. So hopefully what I shared with you tonight will bring you some confidence, will bring you some sort of relief on some flexibility that you might have, and then, pick it up the next day with maybe a day with absolutely no gum, or vary it up, or whatever it is that you have to do. But I guarantee you that a really good, solid choice, an educated choice about a gum or a mint that you need to incorporate into your day to make your life less stressful or manageable or more pleasant for people that you have to be around will be okay. Just make a good choice. So for those women who've been asking about our July course or our August course, we still are taking registration for the July course. So definitely make sure that you get your spot reserved. We will probably end up closing out at the end of this week. We're going to probably take a break from registration before we open up the next course, because we are switching some things over. Don't feel stressed out about what the changes are going to be for August. You have to do what you have to do for your lifestyle. You will be okay, and I promise you we will take care of you no matter what month that you join. So do the best thing for you in your life. You want to be in a course that's going to fit with what you have going on in your life and not feel stressed out and rushed, and you want to be able to relax in it and get the most out of it. But if you are interested in joining the July course, I would hop on it. I always suggest don't wait or don't put off an opportunity to learn something or implement some things that are going to improve your health and your lifestyle. So we do our best to make sure that we are accommodating you and make sure that you get everything that you have been anticipating for the course. So we will make sure that you get taken care of any way that we can in July or any subsequent month that you decide to join. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Let me know if there is something that you would like me to talk about. I will put granola bars or protein bars on my list for you guys. So I'll put that as a category that we will be addressing here on a live. If we don't get it this week, we'll get it next week for sure. I'll kind of share with you some of my best practices with that, some of my go-to bars, some of my bars I absolutely won't purchase anymore, and then kind of give you my advice on how to incorporate those into your life as well. But for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, in both of these amazing locations. Thank you for joining us tonight on YouTube, and thank you for joining us on Facebook. If you're catching this on the rebroadcast, please always feel free to leave a comment. I do go through during the day, review comments. I try to answer as many as I can. And if you're new, please take a second to subscribe on YouTube and like us on Facebook so that when I do go live or I do post a video, you will be notified and you will be able to be part of the action and the amazing community of women that we have rallied up here in our amazing world of intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. So, good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.